Emergency Weather Radio is News Talk AM 580 WDBO. The station Central Florida turns to first for live team coverage of breaking news. News Talk AM 580 WDBO, Orlando, Central Florida's news, weather, and traffic station. Depend on it.
From ABC News, I'm Chuck Sievertson. Right now, there's not only a lot of remembering going on in New Orleans by those who can handle thoughts about the 5th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina tomorrow.
I hope people can, like me, get out of our sorrow and get into the happy mode, move forward.
St. Bernard Parish fireman Michael Mulkamp. Some are processing this way. A casket has been laying in state in a city location for 2 days. People visiting one by one, tossing in cards, notes, and letters on which they poured out memories, anger, and grief from the disaster. A symbolic burial of Hurricane Katrina. One letter written by a child in red crayon said, "Go away from us." That big rally in Washington billed to restore America's honor and to raise money for U.S. troops is over, as are counter-rallies accusing the other event of being a states' rights anti-government efforts.
Choirs and pastors called for unity, and former Alaska Governor Sarah Palin led a call to restore honor in America.
We will never give up, and we shall endure, because we live by that moral strength that we call grace.
The National Park Service gave no crowd estimates, but organizer Glenn Beck said he'd heard estimates of 300 to 500,000 people on hand. A smaller crowd, led by civil rights figures, led a counter-rally nearby at the Martin Luther King Memorial site. Vic Ratner, ABC News, at the Lincoln Memorial.
At that other site, Martin Luther King III, son of the civil rights leader.
This is not about a left side or a right side. This is about God's side in terms of doing that which is good, just, and right.
Donations to the foundation associated with Beck's event first go to paying for that rally. A former mortgage broker has been sentenced to federal prison for a fraud scheme that involved buying houses in some of Southern California's most ritzy neighborhoods and reselling them to fake buyers at inflated prices. You're listening to ABC News.
Doctors get pain too. They get headaches, muscle aches, and joint pain. And they have the same OTC medicines to choose from that we do. But they choose one most. Fact. The number one choice of doctors to relieve their own aches and pains is the medicine in Advil. More than the medicines in Tylenol or Aleve. One more reason to make Advil your number one choice.
Look for special savings on Advil at your local Walgreens store. There's a way to stay well at Walgreens. Use as directed. Based on a survey of doctors. Doctors use claim among OTC pain relievers. Brands or trademarks of their respective owners.
Mortgages should be illegal because you're getting robbed every month. With a typical $200,000 30-year mortgage, you'll end up paying over $400,000 after interest. Hi, I'm John Commuta, creator of the Transforming Debt into Wealth system. My proven system can eliminate your mortgage and all your debts. Let me send you a powerful free CD. For your free CD, call 1-800-618-4001. 1-800-618-4001. 1-800-618-4001.
In videos of the trapped Chilean miners, with rescue efforts expected to take months, the men are seen laughing and joking, but experts say the video may not be telling the whole story. Disaster psychologist Dr. Grady Bray says the initial euphoria of knowing that efforts are going on to rescue them could eventually wear off.
They've already been there since August the 5th, being isolated from the world above for such prolonged periods of time. It just sets them up for major issues of depression and exhaustion.
Estimates are it'll take till about Christmas maybe to drill a tunnel big enough through solid rock to get to the miners. On the continuing flood disaster in Pakistan, 1 month after it began, floodwaters broke through levees in one southern Pakistani town just today, causing thousands to flee. Lieutenant Colonel Joe Alaghetti, spokesman for the U.S. military Pakistan Humanitarian Assistance Mission.
Very grateful, nothing but big smiles and handshakes whenever we touch the ground, and especially when they see us working, so closely with the Pakistani military and delivering the aid. They're quite impressed with that. It's neat to see.
Some situation at a yard sale got out of control in Sonora, California. A 70-year-old shopper faces charges. John Jocelyn, arrested on suspicion of assault with a deadly weapon, when there was an argument and he hit another shopper over the head with a cast iron cornbread pan. The victim refused medical treatment. This is ABC News.
Living in Central Florida, you're no stranger to severe weather. Remember, AM 580 WDBO is no stranger in covering weather when it turns nasty. Your emergency weather station is WDBO.
Republicans have been sending...
We are strengthening the Democratic Party.
Your elections projections.
Chill out. We're going to win this election if we
You're battling.
Vote.
Debates.
Vote for me. Vote for me.
Senate.
Vote for me.
House.
Vote the right vote.
Governors.
Vote for me.
Your Republican nominee for
to change Congress. In November,
your 2010 election headquarters.
We will not be ignored anymore.
News Talk AM 580 WDBO.
I listen for traffic reports because I don't want to waste my time.
Unfortunately, cars really stacking up for Seminole County. Now let's go live to Air 580 and Eric Brown.
Got a vehicle fire I'm looking at westbound to 408.
We get stopped in traffic. It's a real bummer.
Alternates to avoid the bummer.
If there's a traffic jam, I will try to take an alternate route.
I hate traffic. That's why I listen for the radio or go online real quick.
WDBO traffic. There when you need it, on demand and on air.
I listen so I'm not late for work.
News Talk AM 580 WDBO. Depend on it.
Good evening. It's 6:05 here at News Talk AM 580 WDBO, and it's time to check in with the 24-hour WDBO Safe Touch Security Traffic Network and Paul Barnett.
I-4 westbound at Sand Lake Road. There is an accident blocking the left shoulder. FHP's on scene. No delays there. On State Road 528 westbound near I-95, the right lane's blocked due to an accident. FHP is on the scene there as well. And we have a report of an accident on Belco Drive at Silver Star Road. This report's brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Help you save when you need it the most? Now that's Progressive. Get a quote today at Progressive.com or call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE. On the station with traffic every 6 minutes in the morning, I'm Paul Barnett.
Scattered storms possible through what's left of today, and for tonight, a stray shower, otherwise partly cloudy with mid-70s. 91 on Sunday, a 40% chance of storms. Eye on the tropics. Danielle and Earl are well out there, but that'll kick up our seas and our rip current threat through the weekend into next week. In Severe Weather Center 9, I'm meteorologist Brian Shields.
And the latest scan of the WDBO weather radar shows most of western Volusia County covered with some light showers at this time, and those stretch down into Sanford and Lake Mary. We've also got a line of showers south of Orlando, starting in about Titusville, and they move all the way over to Bay Lake. And other than that, things are looking good, especially in the downtown area. Things are free and clear right now. It is 87 in Union Park and 88 here at News Talk AM 580 WDBO, Central Florida's news, weather, and traffic station. Depend on it.
The following hour was paid for by the host and does not reflect the opinion of AM 580 WDBO. The Pool Fanatics are on News Talk AM 580 WDBO. Brought to you each week by your host, Tony Caruso, and his company, TC Water Features. If you have questions about pool maintenance or have been thinking about adding a pool, spa area, or waterfall, you need to call now at 407-290-0058 or 800-329-5858. Now, the Pool Fanatics.
We are back, and we are Pool Fanatics. The numbers to call, 800-329-5858, 407-290-0058. What is this show all about? It's about your pool. It's about enjoying your pool, and we have a lot of fun. So you want to call and you want to have some fun. You want to talk about some of the fun things you do with your pool, some of the great experiences you've had, and how it keeps the family together. 800-329-5858, 407-290-0058. And truly, a great addition to your lifestyle is to take that backyard. Tony and I were talking the very first week. Patrick, I wish you would have been in on this. We were talking the very first week about the fact that if you take the Florida backyard, and most people do not use that backyard for anything but a dog house and the dog back there, unless you put in a pool. Then all of a sudden you have doubled your living space in the state of Florida, and you have a resort.
Absolutely.
You actually have a resort.
I always say that a swimming pool and a deck is just an extension of your home. That's all it is. You know, we do have, if we really looked at our good weather and our bad weather, which I've lived here over 43 years, we have about 180 days a year. It's pretty warm, and we have about 180 days a year where it's actually pretty nice. So those 180 days that is pretty nice, you know, you just open up the doors and windows and enjoy the backyard, and your house just becomes an extension of your pool.
And I really love that with the advent of the bird cage and the large screen room. That just becomes one gigantic screen door, so you can open up your house without everything flying in and all kinds of nonsense like that.
Yeah, we've just finished a mammoth screen enclosure. I think it's about 125 feet long. It's about 38 feet wide, and it is a big room. It's somewhere around 18 feet tall. So, some of these rooms can be huge. Typically, what we do is when we put a screen room up, we try to maximize the height of the enclosure to kind of make it feel like you're not enclosed when you walk out.
Yeah.
I've used Armstrong for 18 years, Armstrong Aluminum for 18 years to my screen. They do a wonderful job for us. They build a quality screen enclosure. So I don't have to worry about you walking outside and go, oh, boy, that roof is awful low,
But, Tony, I think you really overdid it at your house. The trapeze above the pool.
Dude,
now, come on, bud.
Let me tell you. But I got
what's going on there?
I have a deep pool, See,
the Barnum and Bailey circus dropping by next week or what? What are you doing?
Well, I have these huge columns on the back of my pool that have waterfalls in. And I do have a pretty deep pool. And one day I saw my oldest son up there, said, dude, why are you jumping off the column? I mean, you got to know about the floor where it is. Well, Dad, I know all about it. I'm saying, son, I don't really like you jumping off the columns. But if I didn't have a pool that was overly deep, then jumping off the columns not an option. So go back to the trampoline. You don't jump off your trampoline in the pool because missing's
or
not
off a trapeze. It just doesn't work. Let me ask you about this because we do want to keep our people. Every aspect of pools is what we talk about on this show. Let me ask you this: when at your home, when do you ask people to get out of the pool when there's lightning in Florida?
Boy, oh boy! Believe it or not, I have a cabana out back with a TV, and it's pretty much stays on. So when I see it on the radar, like we had a lot of rain. It's raining Oviedo. I live about as the crow flies, about 13 miles from that. I'll pull them out of the pool only because lightning can strike on a clear day. I've been so blessed not to play golf once in a while on a clear day. They say you get stuck or electrocuted on the golf course. Yeah, get them out of the pool. If I hear thunder, we're done.
Well, I can remember a day when I first moved here that there was only storm clouds, and this will illustrate how lightning can be in Florida. There were storm clouds over the International Speedway. Okay, how far is the International Speedway track from the beach in Daytona?
6 miles, maybe.
There were the only clouds in the air were there, and a man was struck dead walking on Daytona Beach.
Yeah, don't.
So you just can't be too safe.
If you hear it, fear it. If you see it, flee it.
Good job.
Oh, Patrick, that's a good
Is he going to
one.
be a regular on the show now? What's going on with that? This guy's crazy.
Well, if you hear thunder or if you hear thunder, get out of the pool because your pool's still going to be there when the weather goes away.
Yeah.
I hate to say that, but the pool's pretty permanent these days.
Mm-hmm.
They're built to last. And if you hear thunder, get out. If you see the on the weather and with the grandkids over, I'll tell my wife, hey, it's time for you guys to get out of the pool. I'd rather you get out of the pool, get dried off, go inside. We'll come back and swim another time. Safety is real key. I just couldn't imagine being electrocuted in a swimming pool.
Do you make sure the grandkids, I know, never swim alone, always have somebody with you. Do you make sure the grandkids always have floating devices around somewhere?
Yeah, well, all my grandkids know how to swim.
Yeah.
And then they're always supervised. 1, 2, or 3. We'll call adults in the pool with the kids, pretty much one per grandchild. And let me tell you, my grandkids are fish. They'll swim 4, 5, 6 hours. I got a yellow lab. I think everybody knows I got a yellow lab. She'll swim 4, 5, or 6 hours too. She swam so long one day. She loves to play and prance in the pool. She wore the pads off her feet.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Ed. He wants to talk about his pool experience. All right, Ed, what do you got?
Well, I did something a little unusual with my backyard. In addition to a pool, I have a putting green and a chipping area where I chip over the pool onto a putting green to practice short game.
So your pool is a bunker.
Pool is a hazard, actually.
It's a water hazard, right?
It's a water hazard.
Well, how cool is that?
It is pretty cool, and it just provides a little something else to do with your pool area in your backyard. So, and then there's one other item that I put one of the swim jets in my pool, so I used to swim a lot, so I'd like to turn that on. It creates a stream in your pool, and you can actually swim in place like a static
swim jet.
Yeah. So endless pools have something similar, but
are you using your pool year round?
Well, until I get too cold to be able to enjoy it, yeah.
Well, give us a call, Ed. We can fix it up. And kudos on the putting green. I have a putting green at the house, too. I love mine.
Great idea.
Yeah, it keeps my yellow, when I'm not swimming in the pool, it keeps my yellow lab happy. She loves to chase tennis balls. So I hit her tennis balls with my putter, believe it or not. And it's a lot of good it's good entertainment. I'll chip the ball. I'll chip a tennis ball into the pool. And, of course, she'll run around and jump in the pool and bring it back. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of fun, Ed. Great for the putting green. Love your water hazard.
See, that's
use
just
floaters.
One great idea after another in Central Florida of great things people have done with their pools to make it even more fun and to make the party more fun. And, of course, we haven't even scratched the surface. And one of these days we're going to talk extensively about the outdoor kitchen, which has become all the rage these days.
Yeah,
everybody's going to that.
I'm doing an outdoor kitchen. I'll be starting it on Monday. Customers very, very adamant about what they wanted. They know what they wanted. They want a nice grill with a side burner. We've got a sink coming with it. We've got the refrigerator coming. It's all stainless steel, all 316 stainless steel. We've got the storage bin with it. It's going to have a stone face and a marble countertop on it. So it starts as the modular, and we kind of put it all together, and then we'll do it all, finish off. I asked for the weight on this thing the other night without the grill and the refrigerator and the sink. It weighs 900 pounds. I got to be able to get that from the driveway to the pool area, and we do have some really neat ways that I learned from the Romans back in the day how we move 1,000-pound items with just 2 or 3 guys.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Now, you have done some great things in Central Florida. You've really led this. You're a pioneer in Central Florida, the fountains, the decorating, the rock features, like we even see them at Disney in some of the rides. Does your company specialize in getting those rock features? Because I know they're not rock.
Yeah.
But whatever they are, they look like rock.
Here's what people call them. They call them phony stonies. Well, let me tell you, when you hit your head on a phony stony, you hit one. And I beg my customers to tell me the difference between a real piece of stone and what we do. My guys that work for my company we're going to call them themers. They've done this for years. If you want us to come out and carve some hieroglyphics, or you want a Tyrannosaurus Rex in your backyard, we'll do that. We'll do trees. What do you want to do? We can carve, and we will sit there. We do latex patterns. We'll go out and do latex patterns off of real rock. And by the way, rock comes from all over the world. So when we sit down and design a rockscape theme, where is it from? Seriously, is it from out west? If you go down 192 Bonanza Golf. There's one on 192. This water feature is 66 feet tall. We did that in 1988. We got water coming from left and right, but it's got the Arizona theme. It's the mauve and the pinks and the roses.
Yeah.
That thing's 22 years old. So you need to know where your theme's coming from. Do you want something from out northwest or northeast, or we talking the Carolinas? We talking down south? We want some coquino. We want some Florida fieldstone, some Tennessee flagstone. What are we looking for? Do we want boulders? We want a ledger style stone. We do it all. We'll put fossils. We'll imprint fossils into your stonework, because in reality, Mother Nature created fossils in the stones that we use today. So we take the time and we do a multi-layer process. We'll show you where that veining and that cracking is and how that color shows up in nature. It's the guys that don't do the theming part of it. That's where you really see the difference.
So it's really whatever your imagination can create. Tony's company can do it, and Hayward can provide the hardware to make it all work.
Absolutely. We'll sit down and we'll do the TDH, which is the total dynamic head in the system. We'll figure out all the pipes and the volume that we need. Hayward makes, I think, 6 different type of pumps, but they make, not only do we make a North Star, a TriStar, they may have a Super 2, we have a Max Flow 2, and a Power Flow. And what I do with those are low head to high head pumps, meaning there's no resistance in the systems, or I need a lot of resistance. A waterfall would be high volume,
low pressure.
I want to create the waterfall. I don't want to create that swim jet. I want to create a feature. Now, if I'm trying to create motion in a spa jet, I need a higher head pump. It takes less water under higher pressure to create the therapeutic jet. So there is a pump for every pool. That's why in the 2-speed technology, you don't need to have a single-speed pump doing a pool and spa.
But as we mentioned last week, and Tony can attest to it, and Patrick, we now have the ability to create something more beautiful than any picture, and that is the light and the moving water at night. The light is in the water.
If we do,
how crazy is that?
It's crazy. With Hayward's, we use now the 4.0 LED light, and Patrick hooked me up with my color module driver about 2 months ago. What it does is I have multiple LEDs in my pool, and I can make different light shows. I can actually, I'll do it this way. I'll let Patrick explain it.
What you can do is you can use on his automation. You can use his auxiliaries and program his particular colors that he likes. If he has a favorite team, he can actually turn on a button and make his lights actually show his favorite team. He can also have a red, white, and blue theme for the 4th of July when he has his 4th of July party. And on top of that, with the variable speed, he can also slow that water down, get that trickle to the sound that he wants when he's sitting out by his, in his backyard. Or if he wants his water features on with a higher feature with his deck jets, he can also speed that up and also, give a different look to the pool. You
got the water impulse pulsators that go with the music?
Yeah, well, I quite the music yet, but we're working on. We do a little bit of DMX, which I'm always the last to get some of this stuff. I get the newest in technology, by the way. This new EcoStar motor right here. I went from 2.5 horsepower a couple years ago. I put in a variable speed. Our power bill went down 105. I popped in this EcoStar. It was a kind of a behind-the-scenes beta test for this. This pump is phenomenal. I've knocked another $13 a month off my power bill by just going to this new EcoStar motor, which gives me my amperage, my voltage, and my RPMs. I dial in what I want through the control panel. I can run 20 different speeds on my pool pump, 20 speeds. We're only talking about 2-speed technology. I run 20 speeds. So I can dial in what I want to use.
What he can do is he can also, dial in for, a water feature. If you turn on a water feature, you don't need this 2 horsepower single speed pump to force all this water when you can actually slow the water down to what you need for that water feature. And that's what we're trying to achieve.
Okay. Automatic features and automated things that help you keep your pool clean. When we come back, we're going to be talking about carefree ways that between Hayward and Tony's company, we can make your pool pretty well carefree. 800-329-5858, 407-290-0058. It's the Pool Fanatics. We're right here on News Talk AM 580 WDBO.
Last year, hurricane season was not that active. But this year, don't get caught off guard. Only WDBO has Severe Weather Center 9 meteorologists Tom Terry, Brian Shields, Matt Meekins, and Ebony Dion watching out for you when you hear the WDBO weather alert. Stay tuned to AM 580 WDBO for new information to keep your family safe, secure, and informed. Your emergency weather radio is News Talk AM 580 WDBO. Depend on it.
Courtesy's Big Labor Day Sell-a-thon is going on now. Any questions?
What makes it so big?
It's model year-end clearance time, and Courtesy Honda has a huge selection of vehicles to clear out.
Well, how low will prices go?
Well, right now at Courtesy Honda, you can get a new 2010 Civic LX 4-door with automatic for $195 a month, and a new 2010 Accord LX with automatic for $211 a month, both with 0 down payment. It's a 36-month lease, plus first payment, tax tag, and title on approved credit. But you must hurry to Courtesy Honda on Reinhardt Road, just south of the Seminole Town Center Mall. Once these Civics and Accords are gone, they're gone. If you want a Civic for $195 a month or Accord for $211 a month, both with 0 down payment, you must act now. Courtesy Honda on Reinhardt Road, just south of the Seminole Town Center Mall.
Wow, that sounds pretty straightforward.
It is. We're Courtesy. We're Auto Nation. We're changing everything.
Who are you going to call?
Call Courtesy! Any questions? CourtesyHonda.com. An important word about your home from your home.
Oh, hello there. Yes, it's me, your house. I've been talking to the other houses in the neighborhood, don't you know? And it seems everyone is using ARS Rescue Router to tune up their air conditioners. Like that nice Mediterranean down the road.
It's like this. I'm hot. They fix my air. And now I'm cool. They work this way all the way from Oviedo to Apopka. I love ARS Rescue Router like my brother.
Oh, my. Well, those spiffy new condos downtown called ARS Rescue Router, too.
That's right. They showed up on time, kept our floors neat, and even gave us a money-back guarantee. We couldn't be happier.
Call ARS Rescue Router at 444-4000 for a $39.95 air conditioning tune-up and get a $50 dining card with any approved service. That's 444-4000. ARS Rescue Router. Restrictions apply. Call Service Center for details. American Residential Services of Florida Incorporated. License number CMC 124-9406. CFC 142-7670.
Hi, this is Dale Gardner, owner of Senior Helpers here in Central Florida. Join me every Saturday at 6 a.m. for Living Well, an informative program about a senior in your life. Senior Helpers is an in-home care provider for seniors, whether it's you or a loved one. Meal preparation, companionship, housekeeping, errands, these are just a few of the services we offer. Call us at 407-628-HELP. That's 407-628-HELP. And listen this Saturday at 6 a.m.
Doctors get pain too. They get headaches, muscle aches, and joint pain. And they have the same OTC medicines to choose from that we do. But they choose one most. Fact. The number one choice of doctors to relieve their own aches and pains is the medicine in Advil, more than the medicines in Tylenol or Aleve. One more reason to make Advil your number one choice.
Look for special savings on Advil at your local Walgreens store. There's a way to stay well at Walgreens. Use as directed. Based on a survey of doctors. Doctors use claim among OTC pain relievers. Brands or trademarks of their respective owners.
The kitchen looks great. Hey everyone, Scott Inez back to tell you about our kitchen and bathroom remodeling project from S&W Kitchens. What's the old expression, guys? Happy wife, happy life? Well, I can tell you this. My wife, very happy camper now that the kitchen is almost done. Alex did the resurfacing. The guy's a true craftsman. Really does look like a whole new kitchen. The cabinets look great. Tell you what, if you're in the market to remodel your kitchen, bathroom, or both, I would highly suggest you talk to the great folks at S&W Kitchens. From the designing phase with Krista to cleaning up at the end of the day to the quality people you deal with at S&W to the communication with project manager Wally. S&W Kitchens, they're the best. If you've been thinking about remodeling, they make it easy, folks. Visit SNWKitchens.com. Spell it out, S, the word and, WKitchens.com, or call this number, 407-965-1120. That's 407-965-1120. S&W Kitchens.
WDBO is tracking the weather 24/7, so you're always prepared. On the air at AM 580 and online at WDBO.com. Depend on us.
We are back, and we are the Pool Fanatics. Now, there's an awful lot of people in Central Florida that dial by this show, and they hear about a swimming pool, and they don't understand the technology and the improvements. They're thinking 1960s and 70s. They're thinking about the neighbor who had to carry around big old 50-pound bags of this and go to the pool store and get that, and the pool being green, and everybody cussing at everybody, and the kids can't swim in the pool, and they're yelling at mom and dad and say, well, I'm just going to go to the city pool and give me $50. And so, it just got out of control. Now, if you've been listening to this show for the past couple of weeks, you understand that between Tony Caruso, Orlando Luxury Pools, and TC Water Features, and the good friends at Hayward, they can create a system for you to where they can come in, set it all up for you. You just swim. That's it. You just swim.
Remember we talked about something we need to maintain in our pool. We've got to keep the pH in the pool in the correct range.
There you go.
Okay? Now, it is undisputed that when we make chlorine from salt through electrolytic conversion, we call them saltwater pools, we're producing a high pH chlorine. It's just the nature of the product. Liquid chlorine is very high pH. Trichlor, which is your tablets, is very low pH. So you don't have anything that's going to be happy in the pool range. Now, salt has a natural pH of 7.7, so that kind of helps out a little bit. At least you're using a good, good number in between to get you a good value. But let's talk about how we can offset that. We talked about Aquarites last week. We also talked about Aquarite Pros. If you have an Aquarite chlorine generator, it's non-expansive, meaning we can't add any more features to it. But when we build swimming pools, we spend a few extra bucks. Remember, I don't compromise. Another $30-$40, we put in an Aquarite Pro. Now, that allows me to add on to it. I call them little kickers on the side. I can add a pH sense and dispense on there, which is a little monitoring. The controllers are CAT controllers. They monitor chlorine, or we call ORP, oxidation reduction potential. Forget, I'm not trying to confuse you there. And and I also monitor pH. So what's happening is not only are we making 2 or 3 parts chlorine, whatever we dial in through resistance, we're also injecting a little bit of acid all the time, just a little spurts here and there. So I maintain the pH that I want. I want a pH in my pool of 7.4. Okay, pH in our eye is about 7.5. Why aren't a little higher? Because chlorine's more effective on a lower pH based on temperature. So I will use a system. I fill my vat up about once a month. I put 3.5 gallons or 3 gallons acid, 3 gallons of water. And as my pump runs, it's injecting this acid into my pool. And we have one more, really cool stuff. We can also monitor your pool through the computer. We now have a wireless module system that we've been out to have Patrick talk about it, that if I want to do real-time monitoring, if at work, on my phone, in my home computer, I can bring up real-time on my computer, and I can tell you what my pool's doing and what I need to do before I ever go home. I'm out traveling.
And dispersing that acid in there little at a time, those of you that had a pool at one time that used to have to take the big container and carry it from your car to your pool and pour it in your pool and on your shoes and on your feet, that was dangerous stuff.
The Jerry jug. The Jerry jugs are still around.
Lord.
Yeah, and they'll flat out ruin a trunk. They'll do the carpet in the car, ruin your clothes. So what's really cool about it is I like my Sense and Dispense, and people are buying it more and more because it is effective. And by the way, I've had it for a couple years. My pool looks wonderful.
All right, we're going to come down to a 1 minute here, so we got news, weather, and traffic. When we come back, Patrick's going to talk about these machines, what they do, and how you can switch your current system over to them very easily. All right? Websites and phone numbers, guys.
Again, haywardnet.com, or you can get a hold of Tony at 407-282-4911.
TC Water Features, www.tcwaterfeatures.com, 407-282-4911. That's 407-282-4911. Give us a call on Monday. Tina will be there to answer the phones. Be glad to take your calls and come out and meet with you.
Next week, we're going to fill up the studio with water, and we're going to actually be swimming during the show. There you go, folks. We'll be back with more on News Talk AM 580 WDBO.
The station Central Florida turns to first for live team coverage of breaking news. News Talk AM 580 WDBO, Orlando, Central Florida's news, weather, and traffic station. Depend on it.
5 inmates are recovering from gunshot wounds at Northern California's Folsom State Prison. A prison spokesman reveals today that guards fired their weapons to stop 200 rioting inmates yesterday. A month after the flood disaster in Pakistan began, floodwaters spread, breaking another levee just today in southern Pakistan, forcing thousands to flee to higher ground. Drilling begins maybe tomorrow to bore through solid rock to get to 33 trapped miners in Chile. Experts say it'll take months. Meantime, disaster psychologist Dr. Grady Bray says the men are doing the right thing by appointing leaders down there.
The more they can organize and structure themselves, the better they're going to be, because with a leader, it gives them a sense of hope within each other.
Police in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho say the bomb squad has safely detonated a briefcase containing an explosive device several blocks away from the North Idaho Fair. The briefcase had the word "boom" written on it. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
Award-winning news.
I like to get the information from what I feel like is a balanced perspective.
Depend on News Talk AM 580 WDBO, Central Florida's news, weather, and traffic station.
Best price, pure and simple. 10 promises we always keep. Every car shows you a nice clear price. Salespeople help you commission free. Pre-loved cars and brand new dreams. Straight talk and integrity. So come on, come on, come on. Buy smart, be happy.
Right now at Holler Hyundai in Winter Park. Experience Hyundai uncensored and drive off in a brand new 2010 Hyundai Elantra GLS Automatic for only $13,990. Every Hyundai is backed by America's best warranty, the 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, as well as the Hyundai Assurance Program. Lose your income and we'll make your payments for 3 months.
Holler Hyundai. So come on, come on, come on. Buy smart, be happy.
Good evening. It's 6:32 here at News Talk AM 580 WDBO, and I'm here in the 24-hour WDBO Safe Touch Security Traffic Center. Taking a look at I-4 westbound, it is slow at Sand Lake Road. There's an accident on the left shoulder. FHP is on the scene there. On the toll roads westbound at State Road 528 past I-95, we have an accident on the right shoulder with FHP there as well. In Orlando, Pine Hills, Belco Drive at Silver Star Road, we have a report of an accident. And Colonial Drive at Good Homes Road, we have another accident there. And finally, John Young Parkway at Osceola Parkway, we do have a report of an accident there as well. This traffic report is brought to you by the Florida Department of Transportation. Drive drunk and you will be arrested, fingerprinted, thrown in jail, and sent before a judge. No exceptions. Drunk driving over the limit, under arrest. On the station with traffic every 6 minutes in the morning, I'm Nick Figueredo.
For what's left of today, scattered showers and storms possible, and a lingering shower tonight, otherwise partly cloudy. Temperatures in the mid-70s, low 90s again Sunday, rain chances 40%. Eye on the tropics, Danielle and Earl well out there, but both will kick up the rip currents through the weekend. In Severe Weather Center 9, I'm meteorologist Brian Shields.
And the latest scan of the WDBO weather radar shows rain stretching now from Titusville over past Yalaka, and we're going into Lake Hart, over into Flamingo, heavy cell over Lake Buena Vista, and continues over just to the west of Bay Lake. And we've got some light showers in throughout Volusia County, the DeLand, Orange City, Lake Helen area. It is 87 at the UCF campus and 88 here at News Talk AM 580 WDBO, Central Florida's news, weather, and traffic station. Depend on it.
When it matters most, remember News Talk AM 580 WDBO, Central Florida's news, weather, and traffic station. Depend on it. For local news as it happens, stay tuned to AM 580 WDBO, your news, weather, and traffic station. Depend on it.
It's the Pool Fanatics right here on News Talk AM 580 WDBO. They brought their inner tubes and everything today. 800-329-5858 or 407-290-0058. We're talking to Tony Caruso, TC Water Features, Orlando Luxury Pools, and also great to meet today, Patrick Schmidt. He's 14 years in the pool industry, and he's with Hayward Pool Products. He's a technical manager. Okay, Tony zoomed through a whole bunch of equipment stuff, and, you know, he was kind of doing all the technical stuff. So, Patrick, tell us what each piece of equipment does and what he meant. It's education time, folks. Get out your pencil and paper. What are these machines he's talking about? So when people that aren't in the pool business talk about what they need for their pool, when the guy says to his wife when she gets home with the kids in a few minutes, here's what I want to buy for our pool, he can explain it to her real simply. Well,
what we want is we don't want to create, when a customer comes home, to have to do a whole bunch of laboring stuff to their pool equipment. We want to be able to have the pool chlorinated for them and sanitized for them. Well, with a salt pool, again, you are going to increase your pH level, and we want to be able to take care of that as well. So we want to try to take care of everything for this pool as possible and make it as comfortable for customers as possible as well. You know, I have a pool. I've been a pool owner since 1998. I enjoy my pool. My family loves the pool. When I come home, I want to be able to enjoy my pool. I don't want to come home and slave over my pool.
So how do I make the transition from the guy who's carrying around the acid, carrying around the big tablets from the pool shop, when he calls Tony and he calls you, what does he ask for? Here's what I want to do, and can I convert my pool?
Well, first you're going to have to start off and call Tony. You're going to have to call that 407-282-4911 and have him come out and meet with you. The next thing that he's going to do is he's going to evaluate your pool, and he's going to see what you want. You know, one thing that I hear most often phone calls is, how come nobody told me about this? How come now you're telling me about it afterwards? You want to be able to sell that customer not only a lifelong, you know, pool in their backyard, but you also want to give them the enjoyment of it. You don't want to hold back. You know, if it's going to cost you an extra $200, you want to spend that because he is going to make it easier for you. You know, to have that remote control, you know, be able to see the stuff from inside the house versus, you know, going out there at night and turning on the stuff in the middle of the night and then possibly creating an accident, stubbing your toe, breaking a toe. Nobody wants to go out there in the middle of the night and do that. So, you know, Tony can create that environment for you and have them, you know, go into right from your house or right from your back patio from a wireless remote.
Mm-hmm. And again, everything can be done automatically, even as far as checking the water, the pH, and it adding the right stuff at the right time so you don't have to do it, right?
That's right.
That's what we're getting at.
That's what we're getting at. And the only real major work that you're going to do if you do a chlorine generator is about every 500 hours or 60 days is you're going to get a light that's going to come on, tell you to inspect the cell. And if you keep your pool in balance, you can pretty much skip that service part of that. Same what's going to happen on your sense and dispense. That's going to come about every 60 months. So if you own a sense and dispense, don't throw your toothbrush away, because that's how you're going to clean your probes with your toothbrush and toothpaste, believe that or not. And that's about the biggest maintenance you're going to go through. And about twice a year, you might soak your chlorine cell in a 4 parts to 1 water to acid ratio and clean your cell, put it back online. But I'm going to tell you at the end of the day, no more Jerry jugs. No more high pH in my pool because I had to shock my pool. No more I can't swim because the pool's green or I just shocked my pool. The luxury of the chlorine generator is when I shock my pool, let's jump in. Right now, we're not being hampered because we have too much chlorine in the pool. It's ready to go swimming, and the pool is balanced.
Can they convert? A lot of old pools in Florida had a 110 light in them. Can they convert that to LED without a whole lot of electrical problems? And because we know LED is going to last forever.
Absolutely,
I mean, virtually.
We make low voltage lighting and we make high voltage LED lighting. So you can have both. If there's different counties that require low voltage lighting, and here in Central Florida, we're allowed to have high voltage lighting. We do make both for any customer or any type of situation.
That's cool.
The nice thing about going from your white incandescent light, and by the way, they're not white, they're yellow, so you have a green pool at night. That's undisputed. The LED allows me to mode set. Now, granted, I was on a job yesterday where the customer said she loved LEDs, but she didn't want the light show. So what we can do is we can put a driver color module in there, and we can modify the colors that she doesn't want to see. Now, the blue is beautiful. It's a beautiful color. And with the color module, I can, believe it or not, folks, I can increase or decrease how much energy goes into LED. I can increase the blue or lighten the blue. Now, I'll bring it up to that is last year they came out with the LED Christmas lights, right? We had that kind of white light that is kind of that bluish look, silverish look. Well, you know what? They're not driving that LED hard enough. That's why it's that color. This year, they're going to come out with a whiter white is because they're driving the color a little differently. I know that in program 76, and my module is red. We all know red doesn't look good in the pool. Believe it or not, the way they've done this, and I can increase or decrease that red from pink to magenta, is believe it or not, red doesn't look so bad. It really doesn't. Now, I mode set my pool because I do Halloween parties and Christmas and Valentine's. You know, for Halloween, we'll do the black light, kind of the purple light for the waterfalls, and we'll make the laminars green, or we can make the laminars red and the pool green. Mode set. I do my fountain the same way, too. No more dyes. I don't have to put dyes in my water to make it happen. I can do that through my lighting.
You put a bunch of dry ice in there and this cauldron bubbling.
You have no idea. I even have a witch in the house. You know, she stirs her cauldron up, and it's got some dry ice, and it really looks cool, too.
There you go.
So a lot of cool stuff out there. But, you know, color lights are not for everybody. But here's the cool thing about it. You went from 300, 400, 500-watt light to either 47 watts for a spa light or 95 watts for the pool light. Now, remember, this is real simple. If you have a white finish pool, then LEDs are going to be very bright because dark colors absorb light. You know, if I had a white wall and a white light, I'd have pretty much a white pool, right? Problem is we do colors now, so we got to look. And if we do a certain color, I'm going to tell you LED's not for you because dark colors absorb that light. So the light's really not going to give you any benefit. But all LEDs default to white. Believe it or not, red, green, blue make white. Red, green, blue's white. So, you know, it's all in how they drive the LED to make the pool bright. So, and what's another thing that's cool about the LEDs is if I had multiple lights in my pool, I can chase my lights. Yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, have a regular light show. And there's pools out that have multiple lighting in them where we can either have them all in the same color, we can have them rotating in different motions, or we can chase lights. And let me tell you, chasing lights is pretty cool, man.
6 lights in a pool is pretty impressive. When you can chase them around each other, around the pool, or from front to back, or from the spa to the front, and make it do all kinds of tricks. It's really cool. And on top of that, it saves you money as well.
Yeah.
From going from an incandescent light.
I was going to say LED cost almost nothing to operate.
Cost you up front, but remember, you went from a light bulb that had no warranty. You go to Home Depot, Walmart, wherever you go, buy a light bulb, and take it in, put it in, you bring it home, doesn't work. It's not warranted. We warrant these light bulbs since I'm a platinum dealer. We put 3 years on them. I believe there's a 25,000-hour burn life. 50,000-hour burn life, excuse me. We don't even want to equate 50,000 hours because most people do not run their pool lights more than an hour or two a week. So if we did 600 hours a year, we'll never, in our lifetimes, ever burn that 50,000 hours up. So it's really nice to have them in the pool. It also gives you the ability to mode set. So mode set in a backyard is outstanding. Set your atmosphere. So go from a green looking pool at night to a mode set pool.
Wow.
Yeah.
See all the things that are so much different than people don't know.
Yeah.
Unless they see this.
The technology is just improving every day. And I see things, you know, a manufacturer comes to me and asks me, you know, what do I want to see in the future? What do I want to see in main drain sumps? What do I want to see in pumps? What do I want to see in the appearance of the controller itself? That's going to change. The automated panel for controllers today, we're going to have family pictures on them. We're going to have pictures of the pool. We'll bring up real-time information. They won't just be a handheld kind of deal. It'll actually be a monitor is what they'll be, you know, and they'll be a piece of art on the wall. So technology is constantly expanding. We're going to have solar pumps are out. You know, solar pumps are going to be more prevalent in the future. It's like the VCR $1,000, you know, 20 years ago. They're $59 a day. I'm not telling you you're going to get that cheap. I hope they do. We'd sell a whole bunch of them. But the bottom line is the technology is getting better every day. And as this technology grows, the consumer benefits. But we got to get through that hurdle of that learning experience. Like computers we buy today were outdated, you know, the day they shipped them. Same technology happens here, but there's only 3 major pool equipment manufacturers in the country that I know of that try to stay. They all fight each other, but somebody's always going to win, and then somebody's going to catch up. So, I've been a loyal Hayward dealer for over 20 years. My rep, and what Patrick does for me is if I have any technical question, I do not call the 800 number. I call Patrick. I'll tell you I call Patrick because I can usually get Patrick, not usually, most likely will call my consumer. He did it for me today. He called one of my customers today and hopefully has resolved their issue. Now, he's going to go out and visit the job on Monday just to make sure everything's good. So he goes the extra mile for me. Mm-hmm. I know he does it for everybody else, but here's what I do. I ask Patrick. I don't tell Patrick what to do. I could tell him if I want to do, but that's not who we are. We have a relationship as friends as well as colleagues. All I want to do is make my customers happy. I want the product that we put in to be stood behind, and at the end of the day, save you operating costs. And that's very important.
What can a consumer do once you've installed all this equipment and it's running nicely? What can they do to maintain their pump and maintain their chlorinator, all that sort of thing? What do they do on their end if they want to get proactive?
Well, if it's through a control system, a ProLogic system, it's going to give you warning lights. It's going to give you lights. If you're going, and I use my controller, I touch mine every day. I activate it. Mine's wireless, so I have to hit a button to activate it. If it's wired, it's always displayed. Now, when I activate mine, and I might get a yellow light, and I go to my default menu, it's going to tell me what that is. And it could just be reminding me that my pool is making chlorine, or I went to a pH timeout. So really what's cool, and here's what your personal pool doesn't do in chlorine tablets today, and your competitors, if your pool needs sanitizer, chlorine, for instance, through the chlorine generator, this system has an extend program. It knows that you need chlorine, and it'll extend the pump run time to make sure that your pool keeps up with sanitizers. So that's another benefit of the system that, we never run our pool pump for the most part when it rains.
Yeah.
It's rained a couple times this week, early in the morning.
Yeah.
And if your sanitizer's low, your pump will run. It'll overcome that. So when I tell you you're going to have perfectly balanced water and your pool looks good, look, if your pool doesn't look inviting, it's not balanced. I promise you that. If the water's sparkly and crystal clear, then it's inviting. So you ask yourself, if my pool doesn't look good, it's not polished, it's not right. So you want that nice, polished, sparkling water. The pool's inviting.
All right, make your questions known right now at 800-329-5858, 407-290-0058. You call these guys. They have got all the answers for you, and they've got some super ideas for your backyard. What was that you used to say? Amazing things can happen in your backyard?
Amazing things can happen in your backyard. And we just, real quickly, we went out to a very basic swimming pool last week, and the customer wanted to totally revamp. It's a rectangle pool that the kids can't walk on the deck because it's all stoned and it's sharp edges. And, man, Tina spent 2.5 days designing this pool. She wanted a grotto, waterfall, man cave, slide. Amazing.
Really?
Amazing transformation. And the befores and afters will be stunning. You would never know that we've transformed that pool. You would think it was original.
Let's talk about koi ponds. We had a call during the break. The guy didn't want to go on the air, but you go by some people, especially in front of their house in the entrance, and you see some beautiful landscaping and some nice lighting on the columns and a beautiful koi pond. You do that?
Yeah, we do. Hopefully there's no raccoons around. I did in 1988, we did a pond that was 960 feet long. 960 feet long. It went under the road, and it had we had a couple of 11-foot tall ospreys that were, they looked like they were scooping down the water to lift the bass out of the water. We put some bubblers under there, so it looked like the ospreys swooped down, snagged the bass. The bubbler was kind of creating that splash in the water. That water cascades down a series of waterfalls, go under the street, and it ended up in the bottom full of fish. So we created areas because koi fish need to have some protection. They got to have some protection. They have to have seeding. We've got to be able to seed the water so we can sustain two things, plant life and fish life. Mm-hmm. So, but we also need to try to maintain some kind of clarity. So sand filters or high rate sand filters are very key to keeping sustaining life in a pond. And you need to make sure whoever's doing it doesn't put a liner in there that's going to get ate up. The fish can eat. You want to put some kind of compound in there to give color that the fish can eat because it'll kill them. koi fish, they can live in some pretty nasty water. I've seen some nasty koi ponds in my day. They don't need to live in that really, really green water. They need oxygen as well. So I know about 14 years ago, we did a catfish pond, 80 feet deep, 300 feet long, 250 feet wide. I put aeration chambers in the bottom. We put fountains in the middle. We even made fish rings. We throw, you make a feeder ring out of PVC 3-inch. It floats in the water. We throw the fish food in there. The fish come up and eat. They were raised. A friend of mine wanted to raise catfish.
Yeah.
So we put an aeration chamber in the bottom. So we stir the water up. We put fountains to add more air. This dude was pumping out about 3 tons of catfish every year. So we had fingerling ponds.
Yes.
And then we had catfish ponds.
Yeah, know a big company in Missouri that does that. And then pond.
Yeah.
It's amazing
Yeah.
what goes on. Hey, when we come back, Chris wants to talk about a pool that is cloudy and some other things. And we'll talk about, again, websites, phone numbers, ways that you can find out about this technology we talked about today. Because the cool thing, too, is the technology we're talking about saves you money and electricity, so it pays for itself, not just in fun, but dollars. We'll be back, 800-329-5858 or 407-290-0058. You're listening to the Pool Fanatics on News Talk AM 580 WDBO.
Weekday mornings 5 till 9. Get your daily dose of news, weather, traffic, and Jim Turner, Central Florida's morning news on News Talk AM 580 WDBO. Depend on it.
Can you hear that?
Can you hear it?
It's very annoying.
I hear it.
Can you hear that sound? That ringing, that hissing.
I can't get to sleep with it.
I can't concentrate. I hear it constantly.
You can't hide from it.
Everywhere I go, it doesn't go away. It drives me nuts.
It's tinnitus.
A constant ringing in your ear caused by loud machines.
Loud music.
Ah, finally. Quietus.
I love Quietus. Quietus will stop the ringing fast.
Quietus is all-natural, chewable quiet relief.
Quiet relief so I can work.
I now get a full night's rest. Quietus has helped thousands of people with tinnitus.
Quietus is real, my friend.
Quietus has changed my life.
Call right now for your risk-free trial of Quietus at 1-800-482-4187. That's 1-800-482-4187. Stop the ringing now. 1-800-482-4187. That's 1-800-482-4187.
Hey, everybody. The Garden Rebel here, Robert Vincent Sims, to tell you about my company, Sims Landscape. Let me give you a little Garden Rebel philosophy. We believe this: 95% of the plants in your yard should be totally cold tolerant. We believe the majority of the shrubs should be drought tolerant as well. Xeriscaping with the Florida Friendly Plant List. Just give us a call at 352-383-3303 or write to me at gardenrebel@aol.com. We believe in accent color. It should be added for drama. And we also believe that after the puzzle is put together, it should be low maintenance. This is done by doing a grouping, a combination of slower growing varieties. So you're not in the yard every single weekend. Just write to me, gardenrebel@aol.com. Gardenrebel.com is the website.
Attention homeowners, your home insurance rate is going up. Again, now is the time to put your home insurance rate to the challenge with Florida Insurance Specialists. In just 5 minutes, they'll shop up to 30 A-rated companies to get you the same or better coverage for less. Go to challengemyrate.com now to save money. Thousands have taken the challenge at challengemyrate.com and saved money. It only takes 5 minutes and costs you nothing. Don't renew or purchase home insurance until you take the challenge. Visit challengemyrate.com, and if they don't save you money, they'll give you a $20 gift card. Many insurance companies are aggressively seeking your auto insurance. Only Florida Insurance Specialists will shop 30 companies to get you the best home insurance rate in just 5 minutes. Visit challengemyrate.com and put your home insurance quote up against theirs. Call 407-805-0200 now. That's 407-805-0200 or go to challengemyrate.com. Save now at challengemyrate.com. That's challengemyrate.com to save money. Want to get your Christmas shopping done before Halloween? Head to Refresh Computers and Electronics now for all your electronic goodies and get the jump on Santa. Get a certified pre-owned fully loaded Dell computer with keyboard and LCD monitor and the latest technology for only $149.99, or a recertified HP or Apple laptop just $199.99. Refresh Computers and Electronics is the place for laptops, accessories, and all the name brands including Dell, Gateway, HP, IBM, and Apple at up to 80% off the big box store prices. So before Santa gets them all, get amazing deals like a certified pre-owned fully loaded Dell computer with keyboard and LCD monitor for only $149.99, or the HP or Apple laptop for just $199.99. Visit Refresh Electronics at UCF off University Boulevard behind Applebee's or in Longwood, or call 407-306-0777. View their inventory at refreshelectronics.com. Before you buy a computer anywhere, check out Refresh Electronics. They will save you money, and don't miss them on the radio every Sunday at 3 p.m.
Mortgages should be illegal because you're getting robbed every month. With a typical $200,000 30-year mortgage, you'll end up paying over $400,000 after interest. Hi, I'm John Commuta, creator of the Transforming Debt into Wealth system. My proven system can eliminate your mortgage and all your debts. Let me send you a powerful free CD. For your free CD, call 1-800-618-4001. 1-800-618-4001. 1-800-618-4001.
There's complete. Ready, set, hut! And then there's most complete.
Blue 42, set, hut!
Like what you get from Centrum Ultra Men's, the most complete multivitamin for men. It has antioxidants to help support your immunity and nutrients like vitamin D for your colon. Centrum Ultra Men's, most complete based on number of nutrients among leading men's multivitamin brands. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Sean Hannity.
This is beyond a disaster at this point.
Weekdays at 3. Only on News Talk AM 580 WDBO.
2 hours of the Pool Fanatics? You bet. Right here on News Talk AM 580 WDBO. We are 5 minutes away from news, weather, and traffic as the Ask the Experts continues throughout the weekend. Chris, all right, buddy, ask your question. I think we know the problem.
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Very fine. Yourself, Chris?
Good. My question is, I recently have a lab that started to swim in the pool, and I'm just coming up on a year-old. And ever since she started swimming, basically, the pool has been cloudy. The water test's fine. I got an automatic chlorinator. The levels are all good. I even replaced the filter cartridge because it's been a year or so before I had done that. Still, the problem persists. Any ideas or answers or solutions?
Yeah, I got a question for you. I hear your lab in the background.
Yeah.
Lab saying, don't talk about me on the radio like that. What's going on?
I want to go swimming.
Yeah.
Chris, have you had your phosphates tested?
Is that one of the standard tests you do when you take the water to the pool?
No.
No.
You have to ask for it.
No,
and here's my comment.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about a week or so ago, no peeing in the pool.
Yep.
I promise you your lab's doing it.
Don't even say that.
Yeah, I hate to say that.
Uh-huh.
But that's okay. I mean, I'm not telling you it's a bad thing.
Right.
You know what's going to happen. I mean, the kids are going to do it too. But here's the deal. You've got to go down to the pool supply store. I promise you have over 500 parts per billion of phosphates in your pool.
Okay.
Which is real simple. You've got the sanitizer, oxidizer. You've got a level in your pool. It comes and goes.
Mm-hmm.
Your pool looks cloudy, and then it's all of a sudden it looks like it's dusting on the floor.
Right.
Okay. Phosphates. I promise you, it's either phosphates or nitrates. Most likely. Do you fertilize by any chance?
No, I do not.
Yeah, you've got phosphates. Go down and have your phosphates tested. And you want to buy Jack's Magic makes a great phosphate remover. Sea Clear makes one as well. There's several on the market that'll take this out of the pool. Mm-hmm. But what's going to happen is your pool's going to get cloudier when you treat your water.
Okay.
So you have to run your pool pump. Do what the bottle tells you to do. But if you need to run an extra day or 2 or 3 longer, please do so.
Okay.
This got there over time, and all you've got to do is if you want to continue your lab in the pool, is do a maintenance dosage according to the bottle. And your dog will have a wonderful time. Mine lab swims in the pool. I know she doesn't pee because I let her out and I can see her doing it in the yard. But
right.
It's going to happen. Don't be upset. Just know if you know what to treat for it. And I guarantee you got phosphates.
Okay, one other question.
Yes.
Regarding her and the hair that gets in there. Nothing you put in the skimmer to
No.
keep it from going through?
Just clean your filter. You got a cartridge filter?
Yep.
Yeah, just pull it out and rinse it off about every 2 or 3 weeks and keep it knocked down.
Okay.
My yellow sheds more than I think anybody. I'm more dog than any dog I've ever had.
Yep.
And I could brush her now and then I got 10,000 hairs in 3 more minutes. So nothing you can do about it, but I promise you, if you keep your filter clean, treat for phosphates, your dog will enjoy swimming in your pool forevermore.
All right, Chris, thank you so much for the call. That's what makes the show what it is, a great show, the Pool Fanatics, every single Saturday night at 5 o'clock. We certainly want to thank our panelists today. Patrick, great information on the Hayward stuff, man. And give yourself a little raise toward the end of the week. And we got Tony in here, too. So one more time, websites and phone numbers. And, folks, you've got to go on Tony's website, and you will have so many ideas you'll take a second job. I'm telling you right now.
Well, you can take a look at us at haywardnet.com. And, again, you can get a hold of Tony at 407-282-4911 and your website.
tcwaterfeatures.com, 407-282-4911. That's 407-282-4911. Amazing things can happen in your backyard.
And very quickly, it doesn't hurt a dog to be in the chlorine water?
No.
For some reason?
No, you just got to make sure your dog doesn't have sensitive skin. And mine did. But we've treated her for it, and we give her medications for her. She has very sensitive skin. But remember, labs have oily skin. You can't let them dry out too much, or they're going to have irritated skin.
And don't forget, your pets need sunscreen on their little noses and their bellies. That's true. That's right. All right, more coming up right here on News Talk AM 580.